Team fights where you go in prisons, build up this damage. Strength heroes are low on mana.
Between Nigma and Secret here in the grand finals. Secret up 2-0 at the moment. Lacoste, what do you reckon of this draft? What's your heart telling you? What's your brain telling you?
They're once again with all in, but right now the Nigma, they don't have this steroid carry to buff up. It's Lash. He doesn't benefit that much from Io, and Oracle sitting behind him. I was expecting something more like late game oriented. Yes, he comes online very quick, but I'm not sure if that's gonna be enough. And I've seen Zai stream Dragon Knight off lane, boy. Yeah. Meteor Hammer, first item.
Oh, really?
I'm not sure if that's gonna happen, but that's what he was building when he was playing off-lane Dragon Knight.
Okay, I'll look forward to seeing that if it does come through from Secret, but we'll find out this game as we get stuck into this one. Game 3, ladies and gentlemen. Are Secret going to be able to walk away with the 3-0, or can Nigma start to try and turn this series on its head? Nigma, very much, I mean, this lineup, once again, it's something that can play very fast, Lacoste, isn't it? You're seeing this Flash, this Beastmaster. There's a lot of tower push, and Nigma, they're going to start this game with a bang. Puppy's found in the jungle. A Miracle will kick things off with the first blood.
They have a lineup that doesn't rely on cooldowns at all, besides OD, but even if his ulti is on cooldown, this is the hero that he still wants to take a fight. Remember, this is not a faceless one who wants to wait almost 3 minutes. It's a good Ruby game, though. Like, you have Beastmaster Roar to steal, anything from Lash will feel good. Astral, the most important one that you want to go for, defensive. Roar is used, you just Astral someone.
And I'll be interested to see, sure, the Morph, it's here again, like in game 1, in a different capacity, though, as we said, in the side lane, Matu playing it rather than the Nisha mid. But that game 1, when Secret did try and run the Morph, that was the game where Nigma got very close to being able to abuse the time where Morph was trying to play out and farm up the E-Blade. That whole sort of opening 22 minutes was a window that Nigma did a good job of getting ahead on. Obviously, their own mistakes sort of shot them in the foot, caused the opportunities for Secret to get back on top. But if Nigma can replicate what they're able to do in game 1, they could have another shot at trying to break that high ground before Secret's ready to go with this. Yeah,
the mistake they made in game number 1 was going high ground before taking the Roche, which kind of backfired. But right now, they also have a nice Roche taking potential. You have Beastmaster with the aura. You have this Lash who deals a huge amount of damage in a short period of time.
And looking at some of the expectations from the lanes, this last pick OD from Nigma in this matchup against Kunkka. Kunkka, a beefy hero, has great wave clear with the Tidebringer, but would you still consider OD a hero because of the melee factor of the Kunkka that can come out on top of this 1v1? Can we help in this lane?
Knowing how good Nisha plays, it could be an even matchup, and if he gets the levels early on, on Kunkka, you'll still can't go to jungle if things are not going correctly, but I don't think he should have too many issues. Yes, OD, whenever there's an Astral, he's gonna use it, get the deny, and 1 or 2 CS, that's how this lane should go. But so far, Nisha doing extremely good, 7-3 against 5-3.
A solid start indeed as trade starts off even. The side lanes, interesting to see this time around, obviously beginning with mainly 2v2s rather than any tri-lane action early on. Is this something that we can expect to change? Is anyone going to get left alone, and do any supports have to start getting active elsewhere early this match?
You can leave Dragon Knight alone for 30 seconds, try to make a move on the mid lane, especially if you have a vision on the rune, and it's in this rune, but the only one who has the vision of it is Team Nigma, so it's not going to be efficient even if you make a rotation. Nisha harassing him a lot, 2 points inside, Bringer already doing the work. And look at this.
Compressor nearly out, good secure the wave attempt with the Torrent. Having that second break, and still having that South ready to pop if he does get low. Nisha with all the tools to keep himself strong in this lane matchup. 11 for 6 against the 7 for 8, not having any trouble at all so far in these early levels against Weeha's OD.
Dragon Knight might go for Spirit Vessel this game. It's extremely efficient against these healing 2 supports that Nigma is having right now.
Yeah, even with sort of the ability to dispel off with the Oracle, you'd still see a lot of value in that item. Yeah. Because there's going to be situations where Oracle's not able to save, right?
Oh, I said you can leave him for 30 seconds.
More. They can land the stun. I mean, maybe they don't even need to land it here. Zai doing his best to try and juke it, but they've got him. Just alone a little too long. Must have hit the 31st second.
Probably, yeah. Usually I'm not wrong, especially when I am. I don't know.
Now we're seeing down bottom. Matthew's farm, 13 for 3. Mind control, 14 for 6. Solid start on these lanes, 2 for 0. They're already starting to build up a 1K lead.
Yep, we can hear the crowd. They want Nigma to win this game. A lot of cheering when they were entering the stage, and even right now.
Yeah, no doubt about it. The fans here, they just want to see more Dota 2. You know it. You know, Secret was down 2-0 at this point. They'd be cheering Secret's name. They want to see more action from these teams. And Nigma, this opening 4 minutes, they're certainly doing it. They're giving it their all to kick this game off to a much better start already than game 2's.
Yeah, 2 Borises. I don't know, I like to call a Boris when we're in the CIS region, you know?
Boris?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it.
Doing a lot of work on the bottom. There's a huge amount of slow. Also, should be careful about this Oracle. 2 points in the nuke.
Oh yeah, this is that level 3 on Kuro is when he can really start to hurt. Huge amount of mana to play with, and he's got the 2 mangoes on top of that as well. So a lot of combos to drop if he sees the opportunity to start nuking. He's going to start going on to Matu a bit. Matu's got to be careful on how much he's shifted into the Agi. You cannot underestimate the burst from that level 2 Purifying Flames that Kuro has ready to go. Just continuing to do a good job of trying to push back Matu. Continuing to open up this lane for Mind Control to free farm as the Beastmaster. Again, Matu really playing on the edge here. Sitting very, very low, back towards the bounty room. Puppey will take it away. Mind Control will chase him for his efforts, though. The ball coming in, slowing down Puppey. But Puppey's still going to be able to make it over. Take out the bounty room. He's going to be able to TP out easily. There's no burst or catch to stop him, and that's Secret securing all 4 bounty runes of 5 minutes in.
Even with 4 bounties, it's still an even game.
Yeah, you can see on the CS, all 3 of Nigma's cores just on average farming that better than that of Secret. Still the mid lane, it's starting to step up in denies. Now that the levels are there, we are able to utilize the Astrals more frequently to take more away from the Kunkka, but it's a Kunkka. You know, at this point, Nisha is going to be able to head to the neutral camps, make sure that his creep hitting stays on top.
It's going to be really tough to land any combo from Kunkka. They're safe from Oracle, they're safe from IO, and Astral from OD. So they need to make a lot of mess in the mid game before they can use the Kunkka's combo.
In Secret, they definitely have started to rotate more away from that top, giving Zai that solo area to play. Does mean that there's very little pressure on the Lesh. Bottom lane, an opportunity's been found. They try for Puppey, but Puppey's back under the tower. Matu comes forth. Trading harass with Mind Control and a TPM from Yapso. They've got a great sleep setup from Puppey that will allow them to find at least one of these, you'd imagine. Telekinesis back onto Mind Control. They'll take the kill. Kuro's trying for the trade with the Purifying Flames, but it's not enough. Puppey is able to hide it out in the trees, and Kuro's got to run. Waveform forward. Matu's looking for a second kill. They don't have enough damage, and we hard TP-ins there.
As ulti ready, if he can get some charges from that Astral, that's going to be +3, but Yapso gets a kill on Kuro.
Yeah, Kuro steps in and doesn't expect that Fade Bolt to come flying in from the side. Top lane, Nigma, they'll find some action in return. They're moving on to Zai, knowing the Secret. They put all their focus down bottom. Support TPs, meaning there was no backup for Zai available. Nigma could take the kill, and any time they clean up this top lane, Miracle's going to be able to push very, very quickly.
I like how both of these teams are processing information. You see rotation from Yapsor. Dragon Knight falls back to his tower, but the Nigma, they have the movement speed advantage. They get the kill, they get the tower, and this tower is important, not as important as the mid tower, but right now there's no one on the mid lane for a very long time.
Rotation from Nisha, if he wants to use that. Perfect read of the movement of Kuro. Didn't need an X mark, didn't need a boat. Gets him slap bang in the middle of the torrent, and now he has the X and the boat to look for Mind Control as well. He doesn't even need the boat. Nisha using the minimum, but that's all that's required to get the 2 kills off successfully with a perfect gank.
Well, Nisha is just too good. His performance on the Batrider in the previous game with the note that was amazing. And yep, I talked about it. He's going for the meme hammer. You might laugh about it, but I did the math.
Okay.
Now, you can stun people for 5 seconds.
5 seconds?
Yeah, if your Dragon Tail is maxed out, especially at the later stages of the game. If this goes to super late game,
you get the
level
talent.
20, cooldown reduction, and 2 seconds
yeah.
Dragon Tail stun.
All right, big brain plays from Zai. I mean that, it's not like he's the only disable on the team. You combo that with a Rubik, a Kunkka, an Elder Titan. That's hero slammed down for a long, long time. But it is also, you do not see your offlane hero rushing Meteor Hammer that much. So it is a different way to play. We'll see if it pays off. Bottom lane, Nisha tries for the attempt, but there's more than enough save from Nigma. GH and Kuro coming to help out Mind Control. As Nisha won't be successful this time with the action. Weeha's attention also brought down here. Still looking for an opportunity to use that Sanity's Eclipse to get that easy kill as an OD, but Secret play it safe. They back off and keep themselves away as OD shows himself.
Yeah, they understand that this bottom tower will probably go down. Zai putting a lot of pressure with that ulti.
But off the mark there, Miracle tries to read Zai's movement, but Zai plays the double buff. Bluff keeps moving in a straight line and the stun's entirely off the mark.
A lot of rotations so far. Matu also pressuring the mid tower. I don't think Kuro solo can stop him. Also, not enough damage on that bottom tower since Miracle moved to the top lane. They don't have that edict.
And hard for, as you say, Kuro to stop. Hard for him to really harass him at all. As with the lifesteal, Matu can always play it safe and heal himself back up to full. Being taken to the creeper here, Weeha is kind of actually shifted. Is it enough?
Yes, it is.
It is indeed. A little too far in Agi, and Weeha sneaking around in the trees, catches off Matsuma Man. At 620 HP, you are not surviving that combo. No stacks needed at all, really.
Crowd cheering Weeha's name.
They're getting excited.
They want to see more than 3 games. Outpost controlled by each team.
And 10 minutes in, so 4-4. A solid start from both lineups. You've got to watch Nigma and see how they're able to really ramp it up. They have this lineup that's very interesting in grouping up as 5. They have multiple ways to keep their cores safe. This Lesh and OD, they can frontline. Lesh is going to be doing the brunt of the damage to the buildings. This OD consistently trying to hold people back with the Astrals, build up those charges and drop the ults to win the team fight.
And he can go ham. There's the 2 saves on Nigma's side. Kanka's combo's not going to be that efficient. This is what I'm afraid of. They're going to mitigate completely cancel every single time they try to go in with the boat and the torrent.
Trying to set up for something top, but these wards from Nigma give them all the information they need. They know that Puppy's around here to back up Zai. May even be tempted to try and go onto the other Titan if Puppy gets found alone. Miracle is going to head over and start to make a move towards him. In the boost up, there's the Yule setup. They've got the item for the combos. Puppy taken away. Zai, he's got to think carefully about how he disengages. He does have a TP available, but with the OG coming in, he can't really straight up go for the TP.
It's also reload.
He'll relocate to send them over. He'll turn towards Miracle, trying to stop any potential with the Yules, but there's still time for the Astral to come in. Miracle, the timing's there. Nisha, has he got the boat to send him to provide him some run? He's not even going to bother. Zai will be left to die. And now Nigma, they may even be able to catch another. The root catches onto Nisha. He's a little too far back. X mark onto Miracle to try and disrupt the combo, but already Weeha. He's across with the setup. Astral onto Yapsor. Nigma, they should have another here. The boat comes flying across. Another Astral into a stun. Yapsor will fall. Nigma, they're turning it up at the same speed that they were in game 1, and it's starting to be a little too much for Secret to deal with. And Nigma, they're not even done yet. Up towards the tier 2 Puppy. He's attempting to come across, but they'll Astral him up. Stop him from doing any sort of safety play for Nisha. Nisha will fall. Nigma, they're relentless. They ain't holding back yet. Puppy down as well. As Nigma, there's no stopping them. They'll let Kuro die. Maybe he can even mess around with them a bit more. He'll false promise himself. He should fall here, but buying time for the rest of Nigma to get out. Miracle did go down. So Secret are able to get a core in reaction to it, and obviously not the plan for Nigma. They did not want to lose their
22 stacks on OD, who has the hammer ready.
Oh, watch out.
Silence.
Careful. This man's going to do a lot of damage. Oh no. Oh, Matsuma Man, goodbye, goodbye.
25.
Goodbye.
580 HP. I don't think he even needed to use the Astral there, but just to be sure, you know?
Yeah.
Even though they're getting all these kills, in terms of net worth, the game is pretty even, but Nigma can easily explode. They're going to be grouping up with this kind of a lineup, and they're not relying on any kind of cooldowns at the moment.
And then we go to Wasmir Nisha. Zai can swarm across immediately. They're looking to disable the backlines, get this Oracle under control. Yours up from the left, will dodge the boat combo, but they still have the lag down, but there's the jump over GH with the tether, trying to keep Oracle under
reload
there. GH perfectly timed with the save. Kuro will fall, but GH keeping his man alive. As WeHeart starts to rack up some of those charges here, building it up. Obviously no ult, but the damage will increase. GH is back in, and he will fall for his efforts to keep his core safe. The 3 cores of Nigma will live. They'll have to back away. Secret will get the space to take down this tier 1 tower.
Secret has an answer. You want to run that as we're going to bring numbers. All 5 heroes on the mid lane. They also get the tower. Someone should address the problem on the bottom lane. Puppy a bit under-leveled on these heroes. Okay, he got the levels from this. So 3 points in stun, which is going to be pretty much the control in the backlines for this Oracle and Dio, if they decide to use the full combo to get a kill. Nisha, I love the build, going for that Hammond's Halberd, extremely effective against OD. Didn't see too much out of mind control, only involved in one of those kills, but he's getting the farm. Up the Dominator to increase the damage, the extra creep as well.
Yeah, giving himself just a little bit ahead of that of the farmer's die. Zai, I believe he should have the Meteor Hammer done right. Yeah, I think it's just coming out now. So he's got that hammer, he's got that combo. So as long as they can sort of start the fight and find the chance for Zai to offer that follow-up, they will be able to lock heroes down for a long time. The same thing though, they have to try and find the supports in this combo. Otherwise, Kuro with false promises, GH with relocates, will be able to keep Nigma's, cores safe every single time.
My pubs are ruined. Thank you, Zai. Meteor Hammer on Dragonite.
And here we go. Farming the wave in style. Just sitting back, summoning up those meteors. Doesn't even need to hit a creep. It's all done with the power of the hammer. Problem is this game, the hammer of WeHeart is going to be that little mightier. Each time the ults up, Secret have to be wary of how they choose to fight, as WeHeart will look to get involved with the help of GH's relocates.
Usually I'm not a big fan of Aghanim Scepter on OD. It's very situational in my opinion. But here where you have 2 extra saves and that's gonna add 1 more on top of that. In Team Secret, they're gonna need to find and isolate the target that they want to go for. So using these like multiple stuns, try to fake go and then find a different target.
Full mech done for GH, so now no longer having to rely on the relocate alone, just buffing them up with the heal. That's the Aghanim's done for OD. These items coming together for Nigma, they're going to get closer and closer to the point where they're prepared to really try and force Secret back towards the base. They're trying to take away a tier 2 to open up the opportunity to push on heavily on this bottom lane. Zai popping the dragon form and in a sort of an attempt to scare them off, and it is working. Nigma have to be very careful about how they continue this pressure. We saw in game 1, mistakes were made. So far, they've been doing a good job of keeping everything to plan. Careful here now as the stun.
Meteor Hammer.
There it is. The defense.
A lot of save. Meanwhile, Morphix is farming on the mid lane, finding the farm in the jungle. Not even close to that shotgun.
There's the tower taken. Nigma, they want to get as much done as they can before he blades complete on Morph.
They're gonna go for tier 3. They're ready. 4 heroes are here. Someone's pinging it. It's the Brown.
I mean, how...
OD is missing.
Oh, they're going to try and make it go on to Zai. Okay, they're not. They don't commit with a stun. I believe Yapster was able to break that up a little bit. Zai will be fine. Even if they do get their hands on him, still pretty tanky with those stats offered up by the Meteor.
Oh, OD, perfect rune. He just picked up the haste so he can rejoin his team. Also, there's still one tier 1 tower on the mid standing. They would want to get that before. Aggression from Nigma.
Making sure no one can leave the base. Trying their best to really assert dominance against Secret.
This ward from Secret near tier 3 tower, they know how Nigma's gonna approach this.
Nigma can get a catch, Nigma. There's the Yours. He is tanky. Can they do it? The boat's going to be coming down, so we'll have that run boat. They'll commit the roar onto Nisha. Puppey's going to be able to offer up a stomp to the sidelines. Astro's used the stomp, catching the three of them. Stun up as well onto Miracle, but Nisha, he's falling low. Can they finish up this Kunkka? They can. Nisha will fall. They take away a huge hero from Secret.
They can't chip away any damage on Nigma. They need to, like, I'm not gonna say fully commit because there's a lot of save, but there's no point in harassing them. A lot of save on their side to keep them healthy.
Nigma, no, there's no stopping. They've committed with this draft, they're committed with their items. They are not pulling back away from Secret anytime soon. The push will continue. Fortification used by Secret slows them down momentarily, but Nigma are not going to back away.
He's alone.
He has come far away from the team. They've got to get over to it. They're heading over. Are they going to be able to get her in time? There we have. They do have GH coming in just in time to save them. And now with that backup, they can tell. He was right to trust in his friends to be there in time to make sure the turnaround was in place as the Weeha bait cost Zai his life.
They just invaded enemy jungle and they're not letting go. Did I see that correctly? Is Kunkka going for Aghanim Scepter?
He had Radiant Speed up, but he's changed it, you're right.
I love that. Random Thorns, so they can find this Oracle and Io in the backline.
Oh yeah, welcome to Water Park. You know, both Morph, he's going to be swimming around, there's going to be waterfalls everywhere. And you're right, a straight torrent, this sort of the range of the ultimate, well, sort of the second ultimate with that Aghanim, it is crazy. It's very likely that one of them will clip an Io or an Oracle trying to get in position, waiting for that time to use a boss bot.
Oh, that's a big kill. He got the morph off.
To get the shift. The rest of Nigma coming across, but Matu is going to start running. Secret immediately heading over to help out their Morphling. They've got to get
please
it quick.
help me.
Matsu, and he's back up, and he is going to get it. Puppey's around. Astral set up there, though. Can Secret take a fight? Maybe they'll just sort of let Matsu go here. I think they know they cannot really save him. Matsu's falling low, and they may take that. All the has to be used. He has Wavebomb back up in time. Matsu will live. But Nigma, they're not stopping. They'll look to whoever's next closest to them, and it is Nisha. Set up there, another stun. They do have sanities available if Weeha feels the necessity to pop it, and he won't need to for Nisha. Nisha is gone. Astral control. This Aghanim's allowing Weeha to catch target after target as they'll take him down Zai incredibly low, finishing him off, or maybe not. They've got the Dukes. Kuro purifying flames time and time again. That magical burst taking down Zai. The two cores are gone. Nigma, they're ramping it up. We're seeing the magic that has won them the games that has got them to this point in the tournament.
That's how they've been playing. Group up as 5, force enemy to come, have a lot of damage to toss onto the tower. They're still not going for the Roche. They want to take the other tier 2 towers.
And you're seeing smart control play as well from Weeha. 4-0-6, yet to die this game. And he's never panicking with the ultimate. He knows how much scarier Nigma are when they have that available. The only time he's going to drop it is when he knows that there's no chance that Secret can defend a further objective. He's going to save that to the point where he knows they can go for a fight and look to push towards the high ground. And with all tier 2s taken, Nigma, they're building up to that. And it definitely looks like they've learned a lot from what they did in Game 1. We're not seeing those same mistakes as they had at the start of the series.
And there are no defensive items right now in Team Secret. No BKBs on their cores, which means that this hammer will be extremely effective. And I'm not talking about the Meteor Hammer. Full BKB on him in the 500 gold. They have no abilities that go through BKB unless they steal Roar, which I don't think you even want to steal considering how much dispel and save they have.
Zai. Over they go. Trying to push things out on the top lane. It is, you know, a sort of another day in the office for Zai. Dying once more. But this game round, with the way that Nigma are making so many things happen with each kill they get, you've got to wonder if Zai's going to be able to sort of step back into this game and have impact as a DK. It's not your common offlane hero to do so.
Still a long way until that Aghanim Scepter. This is the Roche squad that they can't take. They need to buy time on Team Secret as much as they can, have heroes cutting the waves, but it's not going to be that efficient because there's always GH with the relocate and they can easily set things up. Last with the boost of travel, Yule Scepter also ready to defend.
And for Secret, what are they looking toward? What is in their mind the way that they turn things around? Are they waiting for that overextension? Are we going to start seeing Secret smoking up and looking to find pickoffs? Is fighting outside on the map their best bet right now?
No, I don't think they want to have any kind of engagement, just buy time. They have good ways of stopping the push. E-Blade is up on Morph. He just used the TP, so Nigma should do something about it to try to force a fight. So he can be efficient, farming on the side lane and keeping back to home.
And we are heading in. Having that extra cast range with the Aghanims allows him for the setup. Yapstor stepping forward, the second Astral once again. And a very useful timing gets him in the Astral during the poke, so there's no run buff for Nisha. He is vulnerable. A third Astral, they're closing in onto this Kunkka. Nisha's trying to run. Still not wanting to drop the ult, trying to take him down without it. Nisha will live for that. He's able to TP away. As they don't commit the ult, they'll get Matu instead. All right, maybe not a Kunkka kill, but the Morph, they'll take that in turn.
Yeah.
And up to the high ground they go, 23 minutes in. No question about it, Nigma much more prepared to try and break the high ground this time round.
It's a lot of damage once that glyph is down, and the Edict will be ready in a second. 3 charges on the blood zone. This Lash does not give a single damn about any of this chip damage coming out from Secret right now.
Secret, they may just have to let this one go. There's no more 20 seconds. Trying for the combo, Zai, but he gets interrupted straight away by the stun. Zai just getting destroyed by the hits of this OD. At this time comes into play by Zai, a little safe as he turns. Dragon Tail and Torrent will stop them from finishing Zai off, but it will not stop Nigma from taking this mid-Rex 24 minutes in. The perfect timing for Nigma's lineup, and they are doing it in a way that Secret has nothing to stop them with right now.
If they make one mistake, this game is just over. OD still keeping that ulti, building up the charges. 26 charges on the hammer.
You gotta watch out for that hammer. You really do. And as you say, you know, Zai's hammer is not the one that's providing any sort of scare for Nigma. Zai steps forward, instantly falls low. A couple of hits will do it.
34.
He's probably just gonna die right here as Zai. There's any sort of saving. There is not. Another orb comes through from Weeha, cleans up Zai. No buyback from him. Nigma taking the second rack. As it looks like Nigma, they found a way to punish Secret. They've run this lineup. They tried it in game 1. It came close to success here in game 3. A different draft, but the same idea, and it's working exactly to plan.
They can't take this fight. OD, this game feels over. They misuse. I mean, they're not even using their spells because they can heavily commit. There's always another layer of save.
Watching from the tree line.
I mean, you have to try. You need to go, even though you don't have a clear target.
They're going to try and clear out the trees. They've got the setup. Yours on Tanisha. Astral holding back the backup. Secret, can they get any kills to start some sort of a defense? The BKB down. There's the away. 2 core stars. Make that 3. It's a triple kill for Wii. GG is scored. This is not going to be a Secret 3-0 today. It's Nigma. They crushed game 3.
The insane crowd gave them their energy. That's what they needed. The jumping We amazing performance on this OD. I love the Aghanim Scepter in this situation. They had another save, and building up these stacks. Sometimes you don't have to use it. It's just a threat of getting close. Once the hammer is dropped, we've seen 2 heroes just instantly disappear.
Yeah, Nigma just coming in. Immediately heading over to help out their Morphling.
Please help me.
Matsu, and he's back up. He is going to get it. Poppy's around. Astral's